I came home to silence. Not the peaceful kind, the kind that has a hum, the fridge, the AC, my own breathing but nothing else. No shoes by the door, no keys on the counter, just absence. I didn't call out for her. I didn't need to. I saw it right away. The hallway closet was cracked open, just enough to see the empty rack where her favorite coat used to hang. The green one with the brass buttons. The one she said made her feel put together. Her shoes were gone too. Not all of them, just the ones that made a statement. The red heels she wore when she wanted heads to turn. The black boots she only wore when she was nervous but needed to fake confidence. That told me everything. I walked into the kitchen. She'd taken the blender, left the coffee machine. That was funny to me for some reason. She hated my old drip coffee maker, said it made everything taste like cardboard and dust. But there it was still sitting on the counter, smug and plugged in. Then I saw the note. It was by the sink, folded twice. No envelope, not handwritten, typed. Times New Roman, size 12, like a memo. I need space to find myself. Please respect this. No greeting, no signature, not even a passive-aggressive thank you for understanding. Just sterile words on cheap printer paper. I read it twice. Then once more slowly. It didn't hurt yet, not in the way people think it would. It just disconnected something. I placed the note back down, didn't crumple it, didn't throw it, just let it sit there. Felt like it belonged there now, like part of the decor. The next few nights were hollow. I still made 2 cups of coffee every morning, out of habit. One sat untouched until it went cold. I stopped putting music on. The silence had shape now, corners, edges. But then, on the 3rd night, it came back. It was almost midnight. I was on the couch, scrolling through an old group chat we hadn't messaged in for months, just looking for something normal. And then Lana Del Rey started playing through the speakers. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean BLVD? It wasn't coming from my phone. I looked over at the TV. Spotify, her account, still logged in. She was playing music, somewhere, wherever she was, still connected to the living room Sonos. I didn't move, didn't pause it, just sat there and let her voice float through the walls she used to cry against. The album cover stared back at me. Her initials were still in the top right corner of the screen. M's account. That stung more than the note did. She hadn't thought to log out. But what really cracked it open? Her laptop. It was still upstairs, top drawer of her nightstand. The same drawer she kept old receipts, half-used notebooks, and that broken Polaroid camera she swore she'd fix. She left it behind. Rookie mistake. I stood at the bottom of the stairs for a while, thinking maybe I wouldn't open it. Maybe this was the line. Then the chorus started again. Don't forget me. I climbed the stairs, one at a time, not fast, not angry, just done pretending this was temporary. The drawer wasn't locked. The laptop booted up without a password. She'd always been too trusting. Or maybe she thought I wouldn't look. She was right for years. But that night she was wrong. There was a time she used to meet me at the door. Every Friday, like clockwork. No makeup, just soft eyes. Hair pulled loose like she'd been waiting, not posing. There, be a glass of red wine in her hand and another already breathing on the counter. She'd say, "You look tired, sit." I'd say, "I'm fine." She never believed me, but she never pushed. Just smiled, turned the record on, and let Nina Simone fill the kitchen while she peeled oranges one by one. She told me I was her anchor. Said it during a thunderstorm, the kind that makes the whole city feel like it's underwater. I remember the smell of that night. Wet concrete, soy sauce from the takeout we never finished, and that earthy perfume she wore when she didn't want to be noticed but still cared if you noticed. "You're my calm in the chaos," she whispered. I held onto that line like it meant something real. Now I think it was just one of her lines. like a lyric she knew would hit the right note. We had rituals. Sundays were for being barefoot, her in one of my shirts, me pretending not to love the way she hummed off-key while stirring pancake batter with a pencil because she'd lost the whisk again. We had a playlist called Our Quiet, full of old soul and new sadness. There was love, or something that wore its clothes. But then the rhythm changed. Subtle, like a skipped beat in a favorite song. She started using her phone like a shield. At first just quick glances, then full conversations. One night we were watching a movie, some slow, artsy thing she picked, and I leaned in to kiss her neck. She flinched, said, "Sorry, I thought I heard something." She didn't hear anything. She just didn't want me that close. Not anymore. I asked if she was okay. She said, "You're being intense. The way you talk to someone who knocked too hard on your door." She started journaling every night. Said it helped her process. "I just need a place where I can be messy without judgment," she told me. And I wanted that for her. But I never saw the pages. Just the cover, plain black with a tiny gold lock that never locked. She wrote in it like she was remembering things that hadn't happened yet. Then came the changes. She replaced our candles. The ones I liked, cedarwood, clove, swapped out for lighter ones. Lavender, sage, eucalyptus. Said she needed to clear the energy. I said nothing. But I noticed. She got a new plant, a snake plant, low maintenance, hard to kill. She said it was symbolic. I didn't ask of what. She started wearing different jewelry, nothing flashy, just unfamiliar. Rings I didn't recognize, a bracelet that wasn't there the day before. I asked her once, new. She said, "Oh, this, had it forever." But she said it too fast, too easy. One night I told her she seemed far away. She smiled, "You always overthink." That one landed like a slap. It was subtle how the distance grew. Not a fight, not a blowout, just a slow drift. Like someone turning down the volume until you forget the song was even playing. And I let it happen. Because I thought space would help. Because I didn't want to push. Because when someone you love tells you they just need to breathe, you back up. You don't realize until later. They were already breathing. Just not with you. The ring was the first thing I noticed. Or more accurately, didn't notice. She used to fidget with it, twist it around her finger when she was nervous or bored. It was part of her, like her chipped nail polish or the way she double-knotted her laces even in heels. Then one morning it just wasn't there. I asked, not accusing, just curious, "You forget your ring?" She held up her hand, rubbed the base of her finger like it was sore. "It started cutting into my skin," she said. "Swelling or something. I'll wear it again once it calms down." But she was still wearing that stupid gold thumb ring, the one she said made her feel edgy, and 3 stacking bands on the other hand, none of them left a mark. I didn't push, not then. I told myself, it's nothing. People change, styles shift. Maybe she really was swelling. Still, I started paying attention. It wasn't about paranoia. It was about patterns. Her phone used to live on the kitchen counter. Now it was always with her, always face down, always on silent. I'd walk into the room and she'd pause mid-scroll, tilt the screen away. Once I made a joke, "What, am I on your FBI list now?" She laughed, but it was hollow. She'd get these texts that made her laugh, but only when I wasn't looking. Big laughs, too. The kind she used to save for when we were tipsy on the couch watching dumb cooking shows. I'd ask, "What's so funny?" She'd say, "Oh, just a meme," and flip her phone over. Never showed it, not once. It got to a point where I stopped believing in coincidence. One night, I reached for her phone without thinking. It was sitting on the armrest between us. She was in the kitchen pouring wine. I just tapped the screen to see the time. Reflex. She turned around so fast, like she felt it. "Don't," she snapped, louder than she meant to. I froze. She snatched the phone like I'd tried to steal something. Held it against her chest like a child might hold a favorite toy. I just said, "Who's making you laugh like that?" "Calm straight." She blinked, that long, deliberate kind of blink. Then shrugged, "You're imagining things." Said it like she was already tired of defending herself. Like I was the problem, again. I didn't argue, I just nodded. Went upstairs. Sat in our bedroom for a long time, watching the ceiling fan spin. That's when I started writing things down. Just dates, times, little details. Not emotions, I didn't trust them anymore. Just facts. Friday, 8:44 p.m. Asked to see her phone. She said I'm being paranoid. Sunday left early to clear her head. Came back 6 hours later, didn't say where. At first it felt like overkill. But writing it down made it harder to gaslight myself. She found the notebook a week later. Didn't even open it. Just saw the cover on my desk and her whole face changed. "What's this?" "Nothing," I said, "just thoughts." She didn't believe me. Of course she didn't. That night, she stood at the foot of the bed while I was brushing my teeth and said, "I think you're starting to lose track of reality." That was the moment. Right there. Not when she stopped wearing the ring. Not the hidden phone. Not even the lie about the texts. It was the look in her eyes when she told me I might be crazy. And smiled like she was helping me. That was when I knew. She was already gone. And worse, she was making me doubt my own damn mind. She left on a Wednesday. Middle of the week, middle of the day. I came home, and her perfume was still hanging in the hallway like it had something to say. She didn't take everything, just enough. The essentials, and a few of the things that mattered more than she admitted. The framed photo from Santa Barbara was gone. The one we took on the cliffs. Windy, her eyes half closed, both of us holding paper coffee cups. It wasn't our best picture, but it was the one she always said looked real. She left the book I gave her, hardcover. Inside was a note I wrote on the title page. "In another life, I'd find you sooner." She never wrote back. Never even underlined a passage. Just left it there, clean, unopened. For 3 weeks I heard nothing. No calls, no updates. Just the empty space where her laugh used to live. Then I got a text. From Brandon, a friend of mine from college who bartends at a boutique hotel downtown, the Crimson. "Yo, think I just saw your wife, not alone." Red dress, guy in a suit holding hands. I stared at the screen for a full minute. Didn't text back, didn't even feel angry. I just sat there thinking. She said she needed space. She didn't say she needed someone else in it. I opened my laptop, searched the Crimson's website. Looked for reservation info, booking details, nothing under her full name. Then I remembered. She used to check in under her middle name at spas, said it was for privacy. Sometimes she'd even use her mom's maiden name. I typed that in. There it was, one-night booking. Checked in 2 nights ago, 1 room, 2 guests. I called the front desk. "Hi, I'm trying to get in touch with a guest who stayed there recently. She might be missing." That part wasn't true, but it wasn't a lie either. The guy on the phone hesitated. "Sorry, sir, we can't give out that info." So I asked, "Do your cameras work?" He said, "Always." That was enough. I drove there. Didn't tell anyone, didn't rehearse, just drove. When I got to the lobby, I asked for the manager. Said I was trying to confirm the last time someone was seen safe. Showed him a photo, her, smiling, laughing. The one she posted when we got engaged. He looked at it, then back at me. Said, yeah, I remember her. I nodded. Then I asked if I could see the footage. He paused, then said, we don't usually. I cut him off, please. He handed me a flash drive. Said it's about a minute long, lobby angle. I drove home. Didn't stop for gas, even though the light was on. Didn't play music, just the road and my breathing. I plugged it in when I got home. Sat on the couch with the lights off. Hit play. There she was, walking through the glass doors like she owned the night. Red dress. Hair pulled up the way she used to, when she wanted all the attention and none of the responsibility. She was smiling. That smile I hadn't seen in months. The man next to her, early 40s maybe, tall, clean-shaven, navy suit. He put his hand on the small of her back. She didn't flinch. They walked past the front desk. She laughed at something he said. The kind of laugh that starts deep, the one that used to be mine. I didn't cry. Didn't throw the laptop. Just watched it again. Twice. Then paused it at the moment her hand touched his chest. Left it frozen there. I sat like that for an hour. In silence. The fridge humming in the background. The same hum from the day she left. Only now I knew what silence was covering. It wasn't confusion. It wasn't space. It was a reservation under someone else's name. I didn't call her. Didn't text. Didn't ask her to explain. What was there to explain? I watched her laugh in that hotel lobby twice. That was enough. So I opened my laptop, logged into the joint account we'd been sharing for 3 years. Every paycheck I'd ever deposited sat there, right beside her occasional freelance checks, the ones she always forgot to move. I transferred everything with my name on it. Split clean, dollar for dollar, no spite, no interest in taking hers. Just made sure my hours, my labor, my name left with me. She didn't notice for 3 days. When she did, she didn't accuse. She asked, "Hey, is everything okay?" Just like that, like she hadn't walked out of my life and into someone else's bed in heels I bought her for our anniversary. I stared at the message for a minute. Then typed, "Thanks for asking." That was it. No anger, no punctuation. Just a full stop of tone. Then I changed everything. Bank logins. Netflix. My Spotify account. The one she used to hijack from her phone and play sad girl playlists on when she missed me. Gone. Insurance. I took her off. She wasn't my emergency contact anymore. The shared calendar, gone too. She'd color-coded every Sunday with lavender and yoga emojis. I cleared it. Replaced it with blank space and silence. I dug through the kitchen drawer where we kept spare keys and leftover birthday candles. Found her copy. Put it in an envelope. No note. No closure. Just the key. Mailed it to her office. Knew she'd check it faster than her emotions. 2 days later, my phone rang. Her name lit up. Still saved as M. I didn't pick up. The voicemail was 10 seconds of silence. Then a soft inhale like she was about to say something, but didn't. Later that night she messaged, "Why are you being so cold?" I stared at the words. Sat with them like they were a puzzle I'd already solved. I typed, "Clarity looks cold to people who live in fog." I let it sit on the screen. Read it back to myself once. Then hit backspace. Slow. Letter by letter. Didn't send a thing. Because the truth didn't need to be delivered. She was already living in it. I went to the drawer where I'd started keeping my journal. Flipped to the back. Wrote. No contact, no drama, just done. It didn't feel powerful. It felt quiet, like walking away from a fire that had already burned the house down. I waited until April. Let the days move slow, let her think I'd folded. She never reached out again after the key. Not directly, but she was still watching. I could feel it in the way her playlists kept syncing with mine, like she forgot to log out or just didn't want to. Tax season hit, and I pulled up the prenup. We'd signed it 3 years ago, sitting across from a notary who smelled like peppermint and printer ink. She skimmed it. I read every line, especially the one about non-joint digital assets. She told me to get into crypto. Said it's the future, just in case we ever need it. So I did, quietly. I used an alias account, bought low, watched it grow. It stayed untouched until now. She didn't know the wallets existed. Didn't ask, never cared to. I opened the tax portal, filed separately, declared the assets. Legally mine, fully protected. I didn't cheat her. I just didn't invite her to the table she walked away from. Next was the house. She always called it our home. Told people we'd bought it together. Took Instagram photos of the porch like we owned the light that hit it at golden hour. But the truth, I rented it month to month. My name, my deposit, my lease. She never asked for details. Too busy picking throw pillows and staging bookshelf photos. So I gave notice. 30 days, no drama, no warning. Packed what mattered, which wasn't much, and left the rest for the echo. Before I walked out, I left the keys on the counter. Same spot her note had been. Right beside the coffee machine, she said tasted like dust. One envelope, no return address. No explanation. 2 weeks later, I was unpacking in a new place, smaller, quieter, better walls. My phone buzzed. Unknown number, local area code. I let it go to voicemail. Then I listened. It was the landlord. Hey, weird thing, your wife's here. She looks confused. Said she lives there. I smiled small. Said ex-wife, and no, she doesn't. Then I hung up. I imagined her standing on that porch in those boots she wore when she wanted to be taken seriously, holding a coffee from that same overpriced cafe down the block, jiggling the doorknob, looking through the window, realizing the furniture was gone, the plants dead, the air hollow. She must have stood there thinking it was a mistake, that maybe I'd forgotten to tell her. But I hadn't forgotten anything. I just stopped offering information to people who used it as leverage. The next morning, I checked the old security cam one last time. She was still logged into the app. I saw her walk up again. No knock, no message. Just silence. She looked around like she was trying to summon something. Then left. That was the last time she tried to return to a space she thought still belonged to her. And me. I never looked back. Because when you move in silence, the sound they hear most is the door you don't bother to close. The message came late, 1:47 a.m. Long paragraph after paragraph. No emojis, no jokes, just words, dense and careful. Can we talk? It started. I was going through something. I never meant to hurt you. I read it once top to bottom. Then again slower. It sounded like someone trying to sound honest. Like someone who needed the weight off their chest, but didn't care where it landed. I didn't respond. Didn't even mark it unread. I just let it sit there. A week passed, then another. Then an email came through. Subject line, please. No preview text. Still unread. Not because I was angry. Because there was nothing left to learn. When someone lies that long, their apology starts to rot before it reaches your ears. 3 more days. Then she sent a photo. No caption. It was the framed picture from Santa Barbara, the one she'd taken when she left. Only now it was torn down the middle. A clean split. Her face intact. Mine missing. She ripped me out. Or maybe kept her half. I stared at it on my phone screen for a long time. Not because it hurt, it didn't. But because it felt so small. Like she thought that image still had power. I deleted it. Didn't save, didn't archive. Just let it vanish. Like it should have months ago. I kept expecting to feel something, a twist in my gut, a pull in my chest. Nothing came. Only air. She never sent anything else after that. No calls, no late-night confessions. Just silence. But not the kind we started with. This one belonged to me. And the truth is, I didn't ghost her. I just stopped feeding a conversation that only ever echoed back what she thought I wanted to hear. My silence wasn't revenge. It wasn't some plan to make her squirm. It was proof that I'd moved on, that I didn't owe her closure or kindness or an explanation wrapped in soft language. I gave her space. She filled it with someone else. I gave her silence. She tried to break it with pity. Neither worked. And now, when she thinks of me, I hope it's not with hate. I hope it's with stillness. Because nothing is louder than someone who refuses to reply. Sometimes, I wonder if she tells people I hated her. If that's how she makes sense of what I didn't say. What I didn't send. Maybe she says I was cold. Detached. Emotionless. Maybe that makes her feel better. Like I was never really there to begin with. Easier to rewrite someone when they stop replying. But I don't hate her. Not even close. What I hate is the version of me that bent. The man who explained away her silence. Who sat in the passenger seat of his own life while she drove it into a ditch. I hate how many times I gave her the benefit of the doubt while she gave someone else her time. How I called it space when it was really abandonment with softer lighting. I don't miss her voice. I miss believing I was the reason it lit up. I miss thinking we had something rare. That our quiet Sunday mornings meant as much to her as they did to me. They didn't. And that's okay now. See, revenge isn't always fire and fury. It's not yelling. It's not slamming doors or public breakdowns. Sometimes, it's just not picking up when they finally call. Not responding when they finally run out of people to lie to. It's the calm of knowing they thought you'd chase. And realizing you were already walking away. I didn't ruin her life. I just removed myself from it. Quietly. No explosion. No speech. Just absence. Real, undeniable absence. And the funny thing, she taught me how to disappear. Only difference is, when I left, I stayed gone. This isn't about punishment, or winning, or showing her what she lost. It's about peace. Mine. And I earned every ounce of it in silence. This is Revenge with Camden. If you've ever been betrayed by the person you trusted most, hit subscribe. You're not alone.